All right, pay close attention. I'm about to teach you how to make the best cream cheese onion dip you've ever had before in your life. All right, so step one, you want to put 8 bars of cream cheese, half it with 4, but we do 8 because I like to give it away. We got onion, sweet onion. Sweeter the onion, the thinner the onion. So you don't want to get a round onion, you want it to be more thin. And you cut this grid on it. See that grid pattern? So you use that grid pattern, and I'm going to show you how I dice. And it's actually called shaving an onion, so that might make a little more sense. So here's why we do it. You take, get up closer here, all right? And you just lightly shave the onion into these little tiny squares. And you can just see them rolling off the knife. And for 4 bars, you use a half a large onion and half a large sweet Vidalia onion. And if you use 8 bars, you use a whole sweet Vidalia onion. And you just keep dicing them. You can make bigger chunks if you want. You can make smaller shavings, but the shaving chunks, that's where it's at. So, I'll be right back. We will put all this together. And I call this the grandpa dip because my grandfather taught me how to make it. And you got a couple of very key things. Make sure you use Philadelphia cream cheese. Highly important. Don't use the cheap stuff. Makes a big difference. When you get done, your onion should look about like this. That's about as much as I can get out of it. Got a big pile of onion. Oh yeah. And you have to make this the night before. You have to let it sit overnight in a refrigerator before you serve it. And that's what makes it the best. And you eat it with Ruffles potato chips. Don't go with the cheap stuff. Get the good. You will thank me. You will also thank my grandfather because he was one heck of a cook. So, after you get done shaving all these onions, it's a 3-ingredient recipe. The only 3 ingredients you have: sweet Vidalia onion, Philadelphia cream cheese, and the only other one would be milk. And we do use the cheaper milk, so you can get away with that. But yeah, let's put it all together and do some blending, and then I'll show you what it's supposed to look like on consistency, because consistency is the hardest part to get, and I don't have any measurements, so best of luck with that. You just keep adding milk and blending until you get it to where the chip will dip into it and not break. So I guess kind of like making cream cheese or something. Oh, these onions are giving me the vipers. And to be perfectly honest, it'd probably be better with whole milk, but 2% works excellent. I've been using it for a long time. Never had any problems with it at all. So we're going to start with a pretty good little splash down in there, since we're doing 8 bars. But just remember, you can always add more. You can't take it away. So once you make it too runny, it's going to stay too runny. And the idea is to get a consistency where the onions are suspended in the cream cheese. Yeah, exactly. Suspended, right, Pebbles? She heard it. No? So, suspend your onions. It's blender time. No, seriously, start slow and then work your speed up. Alright, so this is what's going to start as real hard to work with. And you want to go low speed because it'll make a wicked, wicked mess if you don't. And then slowly kick it up as you go. You see the milk in there, we're mixing things, and we're mixing, splashing. It's still gonna make a mess, so just have fun with it, right? That's what cooking's all about. Have some fun. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's splashing everywhere. I got the floor and everything. Jeez, it's all over the place. Alright. Alright, so this is where I got so far. This is too thick. So we're gonna add some more milk to it. And then we're going to blend that up some more until we start getting a consistency that will dip a chip but not break it. Now I always like to wait to add the onions. So I still got my onions over here ready to go. I'll wait to add those onions until after I get everything mixed up real good. Alright, here we are. This is the consistency that you want. You want to have make peaks. So I guess it's a lot like making whipped cream or whatever that's, you know, whipping cream. So that's the consistency you want. When you get here, that is when you add your onions and blend thoroughly. So we're going to go ahead and add the onions. Get those added in there. And you're also going to want to have a spatula nearby. So here we go. Oh boy. Dump all those suckers in there. And now you can also, if you add too many onions, you can't take them back out. So I got this pretty much down pat. So I know how many onions I'm going to need. But blend time. And boost mode. Blend those things in there real good. Oh yeah. And just blend it and blend it and blend it. Alright, we got it all blended up. Remember to always clean your sides. Get those sides down in there so everything mixes up real nice. If you got some onions or some cream cheese that didn't get mixed together, you can fluff it. And this is the consistency you want. You could go just a little bit thinner because when you refrigerate it, it's going to get a little harder. So you also want to set it out and let it get up to room temperature. You know, not room temperature, but closer to room temperature. So set it out about an hour before you're ready to serve it, or 30 minutes, and it'll get nice and fluffy like this. Now after 24 hours, those onions are going to basically release gases, and that's going to cause all these air pockets in here. It's going to be the most rich, fluffy, wonderful thing you've ever had before in your life. Here's what we dip them. This is our dipper. So it's good now, but after it sits overnight, look at that. No broken chip. After it sits overnight, you talk about amazing stuff. Everywhere, every time I've ever had a party or anything, this is a highly requested one. Oh, already delicious. But there's the beautifulness. Grandpa did. So make it. Let me know how you do. If you have any difficulties, let me know. I'll help you. Turned out pretty good. Everybody loves it.